Hello, everybody. Today we got more Kirby. Yes. Oh, he dances with you. Oh, I'm sorry, Waddle Dee. He dances with you though. If you sit and you, well, if I go up to this group and I say hi. Ah! I had no idea. That is the cutest thing in the world. That is the cutest thing in the world. This game's incredible. I felt really bad about leaving the stream last night with our buddy Elfilin. Gone. He like got by King Dedede. We gotta save him. I don't know if we're gonna be able to save him this stream. Because we've got, like, it looks like you get him after the whole new zone, right? So, like, I don't know if we're gonna be able to save Elfilin, in the stream. Yeah, to the Forbidden Land. Were we not in the Forbidden Land? Oh, were we in the Forgotten Lands? See, if you look at this, it looks like it's got, like, the climax of the game up there at the top of that volcano. And it looks like it's got, like, 2 or 3 zones before we get up there. Because we got Sand Zone, and then we got, like, leading up to Volcano Zone, and then it looks like Volcano Zone. So, yeah, I don't know if we're actually even going to get Elfilin back until we're, like, straight done. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. The wastes where life began. What does that mean? Whoa. That's kind of spooky. I love how pink and beautiful Kirby looks in this area, though. He stands out like a bunch. Oh! He's packing! He's packing! Oh, he's respawning. Got a big snake friend here. Oh! Big snake! Adversarial snake! Okay. So I guess I gotta sit and get all those greens. There's gotta be something cool up and around these parts. There's gotta be. Oh, I can already see that there's a bunch of little targets around. Maybe that's why they want to give me the gun guy. Alright, we'll do it. Starting off the last stream with a gun guy, starting off this stream with a gun guy. Whoa, this is like almost an open world style, like, zone. Almost. Oh, what was that? Shoot 3 flying targets. Ah! Those look a lot more feral. Those are the ones that King Dedede had when we were in the boss fight. Excuse me. If you haven't guessed, I'm still sick. I'm still coughing. Still having an issue. That's okay. Woo! I feel like other sicknesses that I've gotten in the past usually don't last crazy long. I think the longest I've had, like, a sickness and a cough. Yeah, no, a cough. Thought I said. Alright, whatever. My brain's going bananas today. My brain is going bananas. I hope you're all ready for a cool, fun stream. With my brain going all wonky wackus. What are those eyeballs? I like them. What is he? Ah! My gun is not good enough. What is he? What is he doing? Oh? He just opens his big mouth. They just sit and take it. They're not gonna do anything, huh? Mouthful mode. Ho ho. Oh, that's how we get rid of that. Open. Number 2. That's not good. Where was the... That's not good. Number 2? Uh-oh. That's not good. That means I missed one. Where did I miss this green thing? I don't even know why I'm collecting them. I just kind of want to know where it is, though. Is this something? Maybe this is what it is. I love Kirby. He just has his mouth all open. There it is. Okay. Good. We're still missing that third target, though. It's probably supposed to be nearby because I couldn't imagine it being anywhere other than, like, really close. Aha! Little squid holding on a takoyaki. Defeat the lost squishy. I guess I was supposed to do that. I love this level. This level is awesome. It's like all open and you can just see everything. Oh, there's the last target. Okay. Okay, we're on our way here. I wonder if this is like almost all of the level though, because there's a lot going on. It's like it's, again, it's like it's its own little like, what is with these sentient rebar? Rebar? Pretty sure it's called rebar. Sentient though, look at it. Oh, I gotta spit. This looks like a, yeah. Oh, the gun sucks. Big badongo. Gun is not good versus this Florina. Oh! Ah! Ah! Okay, that did a decent amount of damage. I just have to stand still for a crazy amount of time. Ah! Why is there no run button? Whoa! So, oh, yeah, I also found out that there's like a way to block or something if you hold LR or LR. Like if you press any of the shoulder buttons. It lets you do this like block move or this like dodge move thing. Hi. That's one of how many? 3. For being a big open world type zone, it's weird that there's only 3 Waddle Dees. I mean, I guess I don't even really need... Oh, Crystal Needle. That sounds really cool. I guess I probably don't really need to worry about it too much. Ah! Oh, where's the, it's like in between these, isn't it? That last target. Yeah, there it is. Ugh. Shoot 3 flying targets. We still have 1 more mystery thing and 2 more hidden Waddle Dees. And they're probably not in here, and they're probably in the next zone. Okay. I love the music here. It reminds me a lot of like the Gerudo Valley in Ocarina of Time. I was gonna say Majora's Mask, but I was like, no, different game. Sentient metal beams keep trying to attack me. Oh, I should have swapped out. Oh! What are these little puffballs? Maybe that was the secret? Was those 5 little puffballs all stacked together? Ah! Oh. Oh, no. Oh, puffballs don't do anything. Wait, okay. So I think I'm supposed to open mouth mode? Or mouthful mode? And then that'll send the pillar down. Squish, 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 squish. Ah, look at his little cheeks! They move around! They move around when he walks around. There he is. Goodbye, Mr. Waddle-Dee. Oh. I love Kirby's big old flaming hat. It's just like, don't mind me, my head's on fire. How do I... Just like that? Ooh! Ooh. Okay. Am I supposed to take this mouthful mode with me? Oh, little lizard! Ah! Why? Ah. There's our last Waddle-Dee. I wonder what the last secret is then, because this must be the end of the level. Or like really close to it. Ah! Huh. Ouch! I hope I didn't need him for anything. Get out of here, you munchies. An adversarial snake. I like snakes. I feel like I'm very alone with liking snakes, though. I feel like not a lot of people in this world like snakes. I just feel like if a snake is, like, not threatened or not having an issue, snakes are really nice. They're really cute and really nice. I don't know. I really like snakes. I definitely missed the last... Oh! Oh? You don't say. Okay. Alright. I could go... They just anticipated that somebody would have had to have known to walk all the way back into this hotel zone? Dude, what? What is this? This is an incredible thing. It's this kind of stuff I only expect from, like, Dark Souls. It's like, oh, we decided to put a big zone in the game that you can only access by, you know, you doing some crazy nonsense and figuring out some secret. Ah, so you knew they were going to hide something like that in there. Don't need Sleepy Guy. Yeah, I need those. Yeah. This is awesome. I can't believe they went out of their way to sit and make this whole zone back here just for one secret little Waddle-Dee. This is so cool. Dude, I love Kirby. Okay, there's not much more, it seems, that I can do in here, but it's just awesome that they even let you do that. How is that not the secret hidden thing? How is that not the secret thing? How is that not the secret thing? What are you talking about? How is that not the secret hidden thing? Did I miss something in here? Dude, that's upsetting. What's this? What's the last secret? What's the last secret? I can't go up there. Dude. What's the last secret? I don't want to beat the level. I want to get the last secret thing. Oh, whatever. Alright. We'll just have the game tell us what it is. Yay! Alright, what's the last secret? What is that? Defeat Florina using ring mouth. What? Florina using ring mouth? What? Don't remind me. Efflin, that's what we're trying to get. That's cool. Are you sure that's not just like a redo? Huh, I don't know. There's Kirby. You got a lot of these. You got a lot of these, goodness. Defeat Florina with mouth? The ring mouth mode? Defeat Florina. What? Was Florina in a zone that I could fight her with the ring? No, because you had to go up a... I'm pretty sure you had to go up a ladder to get up there. To fight Florina. Unless there's another way up there or something. Because I remember when I was wiggling around over this way. Oh no, okay, I can't get up there. I guess you can come up the right side, maybe? Fight Florina that way? Okay, we could try it. Why would I would never have thought that that's something I should do, though. Oh, no. Oh, do I have to parkour? Parkour! Oh, I totally can. You totally can get up here. Oh, and it does damage. It does damage. Oh, dude, girl, get got. That does damage. Oh, dude. Ringmouth Kirby does damage. Oh, grab it. This is a cool, like, shipping yard place that they have. I wonder what kind of research they had to do when making this game. If they, like, told all the artists to go around to, like, a bunch of different, like, abandoned places and stuff. I wonder if they did something like that. You know, man, oh! Get me out of your mouth. Oh! Okay. Oh yeah, I wonder... I wasn't able to finish that thought. I wonder if they asked their artists to go around to a bunch of abandoned places. Because there's a lot of good artistry behind just, like, these places being all decrepit. I don't... They must have sent them around, like, the world, though. Because even though there's a lot of abandoned villages and stuff in Japan, a lot of them are very samey at the end of the day. So I would wonder if they sat down and like, basically told them to go watch all the episodes of, like, Mysteries of the Abandoned or something. And it was just like, oh, yeah, go that way. Oh, this one's really fun. This is like a tower. Oh, oh! Oh, come on! If you accidentally hit it, gosh dang it. If you accidentally hit it one more time, it forces you to go into your puffy mode. It just wastes a bunch of time. Because you can't go any higher than a certain amount that you jump. And I was only out by a second 50. Can't believe it. Can't believe it. Schwa. One more time. I know I could definitely do it this time. I just gotta really pay attention to where Kirby is on the screen, because I kept, like, losing track of where Kirby was. See? Aga! Ouch. Ah! That's gotta be fast enough. That was a lot faster than the last one. That's gotta be fast enough. Yeah, there we go. By a whole 6 seconds. That doesn't feel right. There we go. I don't know, I was thinking about this earlier today, but it is kind of interesting how game designers have been approaching difficulty nowadays. I know everybody's like, oh, check it out, you know. Dark Souls is like very, very difficult. And it's like, I would postulate Dark Souls isn't difficult because it's just, it requires a lot. The reason I think Dark Souls is difficult is because Dark Souls likes to keep a lot of stuff hidden. Like a lot of stuff that would really help out the player. It keeps it mostly hidden for the most part, right? And it doesn't really like tell you a whole lot about like how to play and like what it means to play the game really well, you know. So I think that's why Dark Souls is so hard for so many people, is because it's just like, oh, we'll just tell you the controls, but then everything else, that's all on you, you know. I think that really truly is where it kind of just comes down to it with Dark Souls. And why a lot of people struggle with it, because games, I think, make things very clear with their design, but Dark Souls just doesn't, you know. Where am I? There we go. So like in Kirby, for example, right? Like it gives you a clear path of like go from point A to point B, and everything is designed around like things being semi-perfect for like controls, right? And for abilities and things. Right? Whereas I feel like Dark Souls isn't really designed that way. Is that the right one? No, it's not. Okay. I feel like Dark Souls is designed very much in a way where it's like, I don't know, if you go down that path, you might get nothing, or you might get a bunch of stuff. Who knows, right? And I feel like that's where Dark Souls is difficult for a lot of people. But I feel like if you sit down and you like look at a guide online for Dark Souls, I feel like Dark Souls could be very easy for a lot of people. And that's why I kind of get a lot of... That's why I get a little upset, is I feel like Dark Souls isn't difficult game design. I feel like it's just a different way to design the game. And a lot of people just aren't really used to that, or a lot of people don't have play styles that work with that. Because it's like, no, I want to, you know, sit down and relax when I play a game. Just tell me what to do, and I'll go do it, you know. Whereas Dark Souls is very much just like, here's a boss, figure it out, you know. Here's, you know, like, we're not even going to tell you, like, what's going to work and what's not going to work. You just kind of got to figure it out, you know. So you could get very lucky in Dark Souls and just be like, okay, I know what to do. I know, you know, like, what items and stuff I need to get and, like, where I should be going from here, you know. And it works out for some people. Oh, no, okay, that's a secret zone. But I feel like there's a lot of people who are just like, you know, oh, the game, you know, told me to go this way, right? Like, I obviously got to go this way, right? And then they just, like, mess it up, right? Or, conversely, I feel like a lot of people will sit back and they'll go in, like, an opposite direction, and then they'll be like, whoa, 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 why is this boss so hard? And it's like, well, you weren't supposed to go that way, you know? But I feel like that kind of open design really makes games kind of fun. And that's why I do really appreciate Dark Souls, is because it's like, there is kind of a very big open design with it, that I can appreciate at the end of the day. Why can't I kill this frog? I feel like I am maybe supposed to be able to kill the frog. I can't get high enough to hit the exposed part on the frog. Maybe frog is undefeatable. I didn't get anything last time I broke that other nut, so I don't feel like nut has anything to do with secrets. Weird. Let's just go to the next zone. Maybe it'll tell us what the other secrets are. But that's what I used to love about old RPGs, for example, is that, like, an old RPG would sit there and just be like, hey, check it out. I have this problem. Can you help me fix it? You know? But, like, it won't tell you where to go. It won't tell you what to do. You know? It's just like, you just gotta kind of keep it in the back of your mind to be like, okay, there's this guy in this one town or whatever that's struggling with this problem, and I gotta figure that out, you know? And I don't know, I really appreciate that kind of, like, open game design. And I think a lot of people, when they see Dark Souls, or they see games that are difficult like Dark Souls, they kind of just, like, make it a very formulaic thing, and they just say, like, oh, if you want it to be difficult and fun like Dark Souls, you gotta do this and this and this and this. And it's like, no, you know, like, you just gotta understand that Dark Souls has a form of open game design, right? Like, you're not supposed to really, with Dark Souls, you're not really supposed to understand what you're supposed to do, you know? It's supposed to have a lot of options so that, you know, you could just make any decisions you want to make. They might not be good decisions, but you can make them, gosh dang it, you know? And that's just kind of how I feel about it, right? That's why I feel like Elden Ring is a lot more approachable to people nowadays. It's because Elden Ring takes that approach of, like, open design, and it kind of, like, limits it a little bit. Where in Elden Ring, it's very okay if you make a decision that's maybe not the best, because everything's pretty well balanced in the game. And you have a lot of options. Like, every option that you find in Elden Ring is, like, good. You know, like, it's a decent option in Elden Ring. You know, like literally anything that you pick, like, it's a decent, good option. I know I just missed a bunch of stuff, I'm sure. You know, it says to hit the Y button, but if you hit the B button, it does the same thing. What was that? Retry pipe. Actually, yeah, let's go back. I didn't know I could go back and retry that. I didn't know that there was anything to be missed. Whoa, wait. That's a complete progress door. So by doing this, am I gonna have to come back and play the level again indefinitely? It doesn't seem like there's anything that's missable here. But that's just kind of how I feel about difficulty. Is I just wish that I just wish that there was more open game design like Dark Souls, not the formulaic like Dark Souls where it's like, you know, you have your heavy weapon, you have your medium weapon, and then you have your really, you know, short weapon, and then you have like a couple ways of operating with those weapons, and there's like secrets and, you know, like whatever, you know, right? Like I don't want formulaic Dark Souls. I want a Dark Souls, or not even Dark Souls. Sorry, I want games to just have open game design that are a lot more just like you can sit down and figure it out kind of thing. You know, because Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild was kind of an open game design, if you think about it. Because, like, it doesn't tell you everything that you need in that game, right? It just kind of sits back and goes, oh, you'll figure it out, right? Like, you know, like lightning, you know, interacts with water. You'll figure that out, you know? Whoa. Defeat 2 poison? Oh, okay, so there's another one up there. I need the mole again? Is it gonna give me a mole? Oh, there's a mole right there. Here's the Mr. Mole guy. But yeah, so that's why I was thinking about it. It's just because it's like, I feel like not a lot of people see the game design of Dark Souls in that way. And I find that a little discouraging, because it's just like, Dark Souls is great, and there's a lot of great stuff in Dark Souls. It's just, not a lot of people want to look at it as anything more than it's just formulaic, you know, style of gameplay. Which, honestly, if I'm going to be honest, I feel like because Dark Souls has become somewhat formulaic, it's become very, very easy, right? Like, there's still difficulty with Dark Souls, don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of requirement of, like, you got to put in the effort and the time to figure things out. But I feel like a lot of Dark Souls becomes very easy after you do it, like, 2 or 3 times, you know? Right? Because, like, when I was playing Dark Souls 2, for example, even though Dark Souls 2, generally speaking, is just kind of easier than most of the other Dark Souls experiences, I felt like it was like, this is very easy, because I understand the, like, hyper formulaic nature of the game, you know? Right? Like, if something's too difficult, you're in the wrong zone, you know? Or if, you know, if you go and you get this ability or whatever, then it's going to make this kind of thing easier, you know? Diligent digging in the secret room. So I get 2 for that then, huh? I get a hidden Waddle Dee and it tells me to... Oh, maybe it just is diligent because, like, I could probably have gotten the Waddle Dee, but not sat and, like, dug up everything. That does make sense. Put a little bone guy there. Where does this go? Bluebirds. There we go. I actually am a really big fan of birds. Not like bird watching or like what you would think about if somebody said I'm a fan of birds. I just really love the design of like bird characters. And I just really like birds in real life because they're really fun. And that they're like very delicate and interesting creatures, you know? Which I don't feel like you get a whole lot with other kinds of creatures. It's probably just because it's like they need to be especially delicate so that they can fly. And like feathers are just beautiful. There's so many different kinds of beautiful feathers and things. So in general, I really like birds. There's especially this bird that's pretty prominent around where I live. It's like a robin, I don't know if there's a technical term for it, but it's like a robin. And it has a really beautiful, like, bird. It has a really beautiful bird setup, is what I was gonna say, but it's got a lot of really nice patterns in its feathers, which I really appreciate. Take a nap by the secret pool. Okay, I could do that. These delightful residents of planet Popstar landed. We've already gotten that, but that's the favorite moment of mine in this game. The gear ring. We've gotten a lot of different kinds of mouthful modes for like what objects he sucks up, so I hope it doesn't sit down and force me to collect every single mouthful mode thing. I also love secrets in games like the one I'm about to go do too, right? Because it's just like there's a lot there's a lot of value in video games for me when they have secrets where it's just like, oh yeah, the secret in this game is that it's just something fun, you know, right? Like it's not like, you know, go and do this very specific task because I said so, you know. For like some subquest or something, you know. Right? Like it's just like go do something fun, just kind of like enjoy yourself, you know. I really like it when games do that kind of thing. Or they like reward you for doing that kind of weird nonsense. Right? Because it's like I would have never thought that like what I was supposed to do here was to grab this guy and then fall asleep next to the pool, you know? I would have never guessed that this is something I should have done. Especially because there's fruit and stuff around, which also gives you health, you know? So it's just really one of those things where it's like, I would have never expected that, you know? I was talking about the other day, but Nier Automata does some very similar stuff. You can like fish in the sewers because you could just like fish at any body of water, right? But you can fish in the sewers, and like if you fish in the sewers, there's a bunch of just kind of like nonsense in the sewers, just like trash that you can sit down and fish up. And I thought it was like a really fun kind of thing to see that. Not that that's like really new with fishing type experiences. But I thought it was like really cool because it's like, you know, check it out. This fishing kind of thing lets you sit and take a bunch of garbage out of the sewer, just like figure it out, you know. Oh, so it just takes you straight here. So there's no other specific reason to go through that door instead of doing something else. Big gooey frog. Or toad? I don't know. Big gooey frog or toad. Gerblech. I like those weird spiky guys. They're kind of fun. There we go. Take a nap by the secret pool. I love those kinds of small things. Like how we sat down and waved to the little Waddle Dees in town, and the Waddle Dees were like, "Hey, buddy," and they were like waving back to us. I really appreciate that. That's the cutest thing in the world. Oh, the Waddle Dees have been saved. Searching the oasis. Oh, drill treasure. Why doesn't it just give me the level 2 drill? Dig and explore. Maze of fences. Another maze. Oh, I have to get... Interesting. Okay. I have to get a bunch of pieces. I don't know if it's a maze, though. It feels like it's just kind of like a... You know, go around and find the different ways into these areas. We're doing pretty good. I only have the one more. There we go. I just gotta get to that center pot. There we go. That's gotta be a near perfect run. I basically had no hang-ups. A minute? A minute? What? Are you serious? That was almost flawless. How was I off by 8 seconds? That was an almost flawless run. Are you kidding me? Alright, this is gonna be hard. I don't know how to... I don't know if there's any, like, speed attack by, like, jamming the button a billion times or something. Because that was an almost near perfect run. Ow. I mean, I did get hung up on these for like a half second, but... No. Stop it. How do I do this any quicker, though? "52 seconds? That still feels like it was under time." Yeah, a minute 07? How do I speed this up at all? There's gotta be like movement tech or something. Dude, there's gotta be movement tech. I have no idea how I'm gonna get this in under a minute. I wonder if I just move faster as Kirby instead of as Bull. I don't feel like I'm much faster as Kirby, though. Let me double back. I feel like maybe I get a little bit of a speed boost. Well, I probably could have saved some time there. Yeah, I got 6 seconds to get from here and there and then finish. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, there we go. Time up already. Ugh. Now I gotta try again. There's gotta be movement tech or something. Hold on. That was a pretty bad beginning. Ouch. Yeah, then I can just go forward around this way. Go through the boxes. Go straight. Okay, got 9 seconds to get over there now. 2 seconds. Oh, okay. That's gotta be it. That's gotta be it. Oh, you just gotta optimize it like crazy. That's ridiculous. I mean, I love that it's actually challenging. But that's a little ridiculous. You have to just like perfectly optimize it. The other one I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do, but that one I straight up just wasn't. Port to a treasure road. I honestly don't know why I'm doing these, because I've never had an issue with how many little crystals I need to upgrade my stuff. Which I'm probably actually going to go do. Okay, well I can't be any much faster than the actual thing. Patch. I can't be any faster than the fuse. Huh? Ouch. Just take my lumps. Unless the fuse, like, speeds up when you're in here. Where? Why is the fuse not lit? Oh, do I have to break all the ice blocks? Oh. Okay, so I can't be faster than the fuse, but I also have to break all the ice blocks that are in the way. Okay, I didn't get that initially. That makes more sense now. Because I was just like, why wouldn't you just, like, jump to the end from the very beginning? Because you gotta sit down and get all these ice blocks out of the way. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, the fuse is actually pretty fast. There we go. Yeah, so you really can't optimize the time any much more, except for the initial, like, speed tech of hitting the fuse. Wait, what? No! What the heck with that? What the heck with that one? 11 seconds over? What? How do you... No! No! What? The fuse can't go any faster? Can it? I don't know if the fuse speeds up when you get in the cannon. What? I legitimately have no idea how I'm gonna speed this up at all. Like even remotely. I don't know how I'm gonna speed it up. I don't know if there's something to this that increases the speed. I don't actually know. The only thing I could think is that maybe when I'm in the cannon, the game like speeds it up or something for me. Yeah, because the fuse doesn't feel any much faster even though I'm doing this part faster. Yeah, like where's the fuse? There it is. How am I supposed to finish this any faster? How am I supposed to finish that any faster? I cut off a second somewhere. What? Can I like relight the fuse or something to speed it up? Dude, no, that's stupid. How do you... I don't understand. I can only go as fast as the fuse goes. Right, like, I can't do that any quicker. And walking from that point to this point doesn't help me out anymore. I don't understand. Ouch. Oh. Oh, get real. Difficulty 3-star. It's not hard, it's just I don't know how to be faster with it. I don't... Ow. There's no way to speed this up. I can't think of any reason I could speed it up. Again, unless I was like in the cannon. But it's not going any faster if I'm just sitting around waiting in the cannon. And I can't do anything while I'm being flung by the cannon. How do you... Yeah, how do you speed this up? There's no way to speed it up, Kirby. What do you... why is the target time a minute... And it doesn't feel like if I hold the flame going that it speeds it up at all. Wait a minute, why does that feel like it's going faster? Does it go faster if you hold down flame to it? No, minute 24:53. That's as fast as it's been going. feels like it's maybe speeding it up. It feels like it maybe speeds it up to sit and hold the flame to it. No, minute 24:49. That's exactly the same. There's gotta be more to this. There's no way. I can't just sit around and baby it the whole time. That doesn't even seem right. I don't understand. Okay, we're only gonna do this a little bit more, and then I'll maybe just like Google it or something, because 124:53. I actually did do that faster. So I guess you can speed it up by like sitting and puffing at it again. No, kill the ice. Yeah, it looks like it maybe kicks it into, like, overdrive. Man. This one actually is hard. Because it's a lot harder to, like, follow through with it or something. No, 24:49. So, like... What speeds it up? Oh. Oh, get off. No, Kirby! Gosh dang it. I hate the little dragon thing getting in the way. Well, that took significantly longer, 24:06. So there must be something to, like, watching it or burning it along the path, because... This is hard to manage, though. Because not only do I have to be, like, perfect in the angle that I shoot the flame out, but I also have to, like, make sure I do it fast enough. Ah! There's got... $24.46. So that was clearly faster, but... Dude, there's gotta be more to it. There's no way that it's just sit and baby the thing. Ugh. Because it's not fair, because every time I hit it, it speeds up, you know? So it's just like stupidly difficult to manage. Don't hit me! Let's see, 27, 25. I don't know. Would that have been faster? 10 seconds faster, though? So it's a minute 30, and I gotta do it within a minute. Which means if I don't get this by... Then I gotta look this up or something. There's gotta be more to it, because I have no idea... I have no idea how I'm gonna speed it up. Unless the trick is to, like, stay on it and, like, keep blowing fire on it, then I legitimately do not know how I'd speed this up. Yeah, because I have 18 seconds to get to the end, and we haven't even finished this section. It feels like it's going faster, but I can't confirm it. Because it's been inconsistent, the first one. Yeah, no. A minute 20. So that was probably slower. Okay, that was my best time, but how do I cut that down by 10 seconds? What? Melt and glide. What? Melt and glide. Target time a minute. What? I'm gonna have to look that up or something. I'll maybe try it a little bit off stream and see if there's a way that it can get done quicker, because I don't think that fuse speeds up. I don't know what about that fuse would ever have a reason to speed up, you know? Like mechanically. I don't... Spit. There we go. There's just got to be some kind of like mechanic that I'm missing. That's literally the only thing I can think with that one. Ouch. Stop it. Guess I gotta wait for this to regrow again. That's gotta be in the timeline. That was pretty quick. 59 seconds 50? Yeah. Almost didn't win by a single second. Booyah. Alright, I say we actually go back to, I say we go back to Waddle Dee Town so we can upgrade the two things that we got. Excuse me. Is there nothing else to find? Doesn't really look like it. Unless it, like, shows it to me. I don't think there's anything else more specifically to find. Oh? What's over here? Okay. Well, I don't know. This is particularly secret and sneaky. Minute 20 I gotta beat this under. Wash 'em away, slippery parade. Slippery parade. I don't know if I like that at all. I did not mean to do that. I was just pressing the B button. Go away, Mr. Bones. Oh. Ah. Gotta slowly wait for these robots to... There we go. I hope I did that in enough time. I did most of the whole thing with like one mouthful. Yeah, there we go. That is funny. They had a little oasis and they made that your mouthful mode with water. It's really cute. Alright, now I got 20. I got 20. Go back to Waddle Dee Town, get our upgrades going. Waddle Dee Town! I really want to see what the crystal spikes are, because that sounds like it's really cool. The cutter ability can now be evolved. And the needle ability. What's the cutter ability? That couldn't be the sword ability, is it? Oh, no, no, no. Cutter is in the boomerang one. I have so many blueprints. Get it done, Waddle Dee! Yeah. I'm actually going to go upgrade this guy first. Yeah, it's only 3. So I really don't know what's going to cost so much at the end of the day. Whoa, the cutter ability's been evolved with Buzzsaw Cutter. That looks really cool. I mean, it does look like I have a can opener on my head, though. I think that... Is that what that's supposed to be? Is like a little can opener thing? Whoa! That's awesome. Will bounce off walls. If you aim the bounces well, it can travel really far. Whoa! What? Oh, so it won't go indefinitely, but... Dude, what? That's awesome. Oh, and you could shoot multiple of them out? Oh, this is absolute chaos. This is absolute chaos. The fact that you could just shoot multiple of them out, that's chaos, man. That is disruptive. Looks like it just makes the power a lot better. Oh. Oh, that looks lovely. Needle ability's been involved in a crystal needle. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Look at that thing. Look how cool that is! That is the coolest thing ever! Oh! Dude, that is the coolest. They made my favorite ability even that much cooler. It's got a bunch of little, like... It's a bunch of little crystals picking up enemies and blocks as you go. Yeah. The goal would be to throw stuck objects. Will let you roll through winds? Oh. That's cool. I don't know if it doesn't seem like it's any more damage to spam it. To get like the extra little crystals that pop out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna keep this for a minute because it's super cool. Shwa. Oh, I'm sorry, Waddle Dees. My power is too vast. All right. Okay, so I think there's probably just the one more level before we get to the boss, which would actually be unprecedented in terms of time, because we're only at a minute. We're only at an hour 12, so it's actually pretty quick. Alavel Mall. Oh, like a desert mall. This is super awesome. My favorite level in Kirby 64 was like the desert level that you're able to sit down and do. So hopefully there's something really cool about this level. These have been like really cool levels. They haven't been so linear, and they've got like a bunch of cool things like just hidden around. I don't know. I think they've been really cool so far. Nothing secret-y. This first little zone. So I don't know, let's go inside. Oh, this is lovely. Wants me to go that way. Sleepy guy? Do you think there's something about Sleepy guy again? Sleep at the foyer. Nope. I guess just a waste of time. That's all it is. Oh, spooky ghosts. I don't like spooky ghosts. Can I get up there? I might be able to. Ah! No. Nothing with that, I guess. Aha! Spooky ghosts! Big spookity wookie. There's a triangle there with my name on it. Oh, I wanted it to suck up with the cream. There's a triangle with my name on it. I can hear a Waddle Dee over there. Oh, oh! I thought I wasn't gonna fit for a second because of the hat. This is kind of cool that there's like a little bit of a duality between like it being just like a nice place. I can hear him. I don't know how to get circular in there unless... My spiky body is kind of circular. No? Do I get the big circle? Mouthful mode? Ah, I do. Okay. So I just gotta carry this little guy back then. It even encourages you to go back by sitting down and giving you all this stuff. Fit in that hole, Kirby. Oh! I feel like I'm supposed to use... I feel like I'm supposed to use that for the next zone. So I hope I don't need it. Ouch! Oh, I just lost it immediately. That's not cool. Down there. Oh. That's how I get down there. I was like, how do I get down there? Huh? There we go. Ouchie. So mean. These boxes are mean. Oh! 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 Oh, I gain health by sitting down and sucking up my own soda, too. Not only do I get, like, a recharge, but I get health for it. That's really cool. Get your little chromey body out of my way. You chrome dome. How do I... Ouch. Looks like I just walked through. Okay. Not really that secretive, huh? I forgot how to do the combo with this. I gotta look that up if I stay with Meta Knight ability. Well, I guess I don't need to stay with it anyway because I need the hammer for whatever these little nodules are. I love how they spin around. It's very cute. There's something else where characters spin around like that. I'm trying to think. Wild Hammer Blueprint? Oh, I can get my hammer all upgraded. Oh, I do remember. It's weathering with you. They're like falling out of the sky. And, okay. They're like falling out of the sky. And, they grab each other and all spin around and they're like, I love you! And they're like, I love you too! That's a good movie. I don't know if it's as good as the first movie that the director made. Which was Your Name. I don't know if it was as good as Your Name, but it was... Oh, definitely... What happened there? Oh, I was supposed to hit that thing. I just didn't know. Tastes just 3 different kinds of ice cream? I hope I haven't missed any ice cream. Woo! I like his big jiggly mouth. We're almost done with the level, so hopefully I find the sliced ice cream. And then I have no idea what the other ones are. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be okay if I sat down and I talked about it. Your Name and Weathering with You. They're both, like, my favorite movies, so... Like, it's not too weird, I guess, to talk about at the end of the day. The thing about Your Name, though, that I feel like gets a little bit more of a nostalgic kind of, like, it for me, it gets a big nostalgic kick because, I was working at a retail store, you know, and, when I worked at the retail location, we sold like a bunch of DVDs, like videos and stuff like that, and I would always, around closing up, because I had to go back to the warehouse, take a bunch of stuff back there, the movie section was on the way, and so like I would go and I'd look at the anime stuff that was over there all the time, and I saw like, oh, here's this, you know, movie, Your Name. I've never heard of it, you know, because like at the time especially, I wasn't like, you know, finger on the pulse of like anime in the world and stuff, you know. Oh, there we go. There's the. Hey, that's an ice cream. Hey, that's an ice cream. And so I had no idea what it was, and I was just like, the one coworker that I knew who sat down and also enjoyed anime, I sat there and I asked him like, hey man, what about this anime? Is this good? Like, you know, do you think it's worth it? And he just was like very simple about it. He was just like, no, yeah, it's a good film. You should get it. You know, and it's just like, all right, this is kind of weird. I mean, like, kind of going on a hope and a prayer here. Wild Bonkers with the cutter ability. Oh. All right, we'll do it again. We'll go kill Wild Bonkers with the cutter ability. But he was just like very aloof about it. He wasn't like, this is the best movie in the world. It's incredible. I think you'll love it. You know, he was just kind of like, yeah, no, it's good. You should get it. Oh, okay. We do have another level before we get to the boss. And I was just kind of like, you know what? I'll go out on a limb, right? Like, cause I didn't know, right? Like, I didn't know it was like literally the kind of movie that people have been like saying should win like Oscars and stuff, you know? Right? Like, it was this incredible movie. And so like there is a little bit of a nostalgia bonus that the that Your Name gets over Weathering with You, because yeah, there's just this like big backstory of like me spending what little money I had at the time, because I was like going to college and spending money on college stuff, and I was like, didn't have a crazy amount of money back in that time, you know. So for me, it was just kind of like, you know, what, I spend money on this, I'm not going to be able to spend money on like video games or anything, you know. So it was like a big deal for me. I sat down and I watched it, and I absolutely cried through like the whole thing. It was incredible. And it was animated so beautifully too. Apparently, like how they animated some scenes is they would just like go through and take like photos and like video of different locations, and in these different locations they would sit and they would just like basically use a bunch of 3D to sit down and make the scenes like pan correctly. So they would take this footage, they would sit down and they'd make a 3D scene on top of that footage, and then they would sit and they would draw on top of that 3D so that they could sit down and like make it this absolutely beautiful like painting piece of artwork kind of thing. And it was incredible. At least I think that's how they do it. I could still be wrong with that. So bear with me, but just the way that they did the scenes in that were just absolutely incredible. I think Bonkers is through that door. Ouch. Wait. Are you serious? Oh, I lost... Oh, okay. Cutter abilities right here. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. But yeah, it was just incredible. And I've seen the movie a good couple times after that. And the weird thing is, it still is good the second, like, third, fourth time that I've seen it. The thing that's just really weird about Your Name, though, is that every time I watch the film speeds up, right? Like, it's the wildest thing I think I've ever seen with any film. Because usually when I watch films, it, like, slows down, right? Like, it feels like, oh, man, watching this same scene again that I've seen, 3 or 4 times, right? Like, it's really slow and it's, whatever, right? But that didn't happen this time. This time it was just like, oh, no, yeah, it's going to speed up. It's going to feel like there's less movie every time you watch this, And so part of me is, like, kind of stopped watching Your Name because it's like, it's such a great film, It's the kind of thing where, like, if I get in a relationship with somebody and they're not an avid anime, like, watcher, I want to watch the film with them, but I want it to be this, like, experience, for them. Which is why I don't want to, like, watch it a billion times and just be like, oh yeah, this one scene, and, like, point out all these small little bits. I just kind of want to, like, sit back and watch it. But every time I've watched it, it's gotten, like, quicker. Poyo! Dude, I absolutely adore Kirby. I feel like I may have talked about this in the past, but I'm old boomer guy playing Smash Brothers on the N64, and literally every time I played with my brothers, I would sit down and pick Kirby because I just love Kirby, man. It's the best. He's the best character in the world. And they've just gotten better with his art style. Like, you would think because he's so simplistic that they would, like, kind of sit back on that and be like, it's supposed to be a simple game and designed very simply, but they actually really sit down and put, like, a lot of time and effort into, like, the textures and everything that's, like, around Kirby. And I absolutely love it. And there's so many small little things in this game that they, like, use to build Kirby's character and stuff. I just found out at the start of the stream that if you emote around the little Waddle Dees, they'll sit and emote with you, and it's incredible. I'll thank you for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. But it's just, I love this game so much, and I love Kirby so much. Oh, that's cool. Why did it take until the third one to get something that looks like the character that wields the hammer? Could charge the hammer's ability by holding down. I knew about that already. Hammer flip? Oh, so I guess there's just not much else to it. It's just it gets stronger, huh? Which, I mean, what more could you do with the hammer at the end of the day? Oh! That does a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage! Oh, I got this cute little, like, wolf mask thing on. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Oh, let me show you though. I don't know if you own this game or not, but if you walk up to the Waddle Dees and you emote with them, they'll emote back with you. It's the cutest thing in the world. I absolutely love this game. Ugh. We got about 2 more levels, I think, until we get to the 2 more levels. No, I think it's just the 1 more. We got this, like, underground level, and then we get to where we're going. Save the Waddle Dees. Ugh. Literally, I think it is kind of weird because I don't know a lot of guys, even like friends of mine who have very similar tastes, that appreciate things that are just like really cute. But I absolutely love cute things, man. I love Kirby. I used to also play Jigglypuff a lot because when I was a kid, I didn't understand that there was like a difference between properties, like Pokemon and like Mario and all those kinds of things. And so for me, I was just like, oh, it's just like a female version of Kirby. It's just, it's just this like other little pink puffball thing. So I would play as Jigglypuff a pretty decent amount too. But dude, it's just the best. He's the best. And they've taken so long to make more content with Kirby. Like, the last one that they made was, like, some kind of mobile-like experience, almost. Where, like, you would sit down and go on, like, little missions. It's something like that. They have a little booklet that you can look at in this game, and it'll show you, like, all the games that have come before it. Yes, I have illuminated. I've gotten this ability quite a lot. I don't know why it's telling me to illuminate with the B button. Ooh. The carrot. I don't know. I'm just glad that they're doing Kirby again, especially since it's like a 3D experience. They've been doing a lot of like 2D experiences lately. And my favorite Kirby games are the ones where they sit down and do 3D stuff. The Kirby N64 is probably the best one. I'm missing something. How do I get over there? How do I get over there? Can I jump that gap? I don't think I can jump that gap. No, how do I get over there? What? Is there like a secret path that I missed? No, how do I get over there? What? Oh, right there. I'm just impatient. That's how you get over there. Oh, man. I love how everything in this game is very intuitive. It'll, like, show you where you're supposed to go first, and then you can go and deal with it. And I've already missed a Waddle Dee. Ah, why have I missed a Waddle Dee? Have I had a transition point yet? I don't think I've had a transition point. Because once I go through that door, it's game over, and I gotta run all the way back here. Oh! Where did I miss a Waddle Dee? I feel like there's barely been any levels so far. I missed a Waddle Dee? Oh, what's back here? This is probably where it is. Yeah, there's the Waddle Dee. Okay. Not too far back. That's nice. At least I don't have to go back and restart the level again to come and find this guy. Yeah, there he is. I wish that you could, like, after holding it down for so long, it let you just kind of walk with it. Because it really slows you down if you hold down the light ability. Alright. Can I take the light ability with me to the next room? It's going to let me do that. Or is it going to force me to spit it out? Oh! What is this? Whoa. Why is it playing battle music like this, though? It's going to force me to spit it out, yeah. Man. This is really cool music. Why is it like some cool battle music all of a sudden? Oh, this is really cool music. Oh, there's the last poster. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Oh, man. I want them to show what's in the next direct already, though. Because all they did in the last one was just show off their partners. They didn't really show off anything that was theirs. I mean, like, Klonoa is like, close enough to, like, a Nintendo property at the end of the day. But they didn't show off anything with, like, Bayonetta, and they didn't show anything with the Legend of Zelda yet. I feel like maybe they're waiting on it so that they can show off... I'm thinking, like, Metroid. I feel like they're hanging off on stuff so that they can sit and announce Metroid at the same time. But I don't know, though. It'd be kind of weird for them to kind of, like, wait around like that. I don't know. Well, yo! Clear the secret room without falling. Well, that's not that hard. Alright. Goodness. Goodness! Ah. I gotta get the sickness out of my situation here. Whoa. Oh, it flattened him. It's falling down like a piece of paper. Oh, that would be a cool game, having like a paper Kirby. Nothing special, nothing. Just go through the door, huh? Oh, doing a cam. Little sleepy guy. Oh, here we go. Okay. Whatever the last thing is gonna involve me flying through this zone. Da, 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 da. Trying to keep my eyes open because last time it did a thing like this. Oh, there's something on the right there. There's like a little crack in the wall. There's got to be a hidden Waddle Dee somewhere. Ooh. Big thing falling down. Oh, there's Waddle Dee. Okay, so I guess there wasn't anything in that little crevice. Okay. Well, the secret, I guess, wasn't don't get hit while you're doing the thing, so... I don't know. I don't know what that last little secret is. I mean, I don't know. It's not the first time that they've tried to hide something. Find the treasure by the cactus. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Alright, now we're on to the boss. I finally got all the Waddle Dees in the first run. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. Bomb block. Hey. Florina. Didn't know that we hadn't gotten a Florina figurine yet. I think I've gotten all the Waddle Dees. I think we're good to go. This is actually pretty unprecedented of how much time we spent. It's only like an hour 40. I guess by the time we've beaten the boss and collected everything in this area, it'll have been probably around 2 hours. Get him, Waddle Dees. Wah! What is that thing? Thank you, Waddle Dees. Waddle Dees helped you open the gate. Yeah, I got more challenges, though. Got more challenges. Frosty Ice something trial. Check. Frosty Fight. Frosty Ice trial. Okay. Oh. Okay, so I'm just supposed to set up all these snowmen on the conveyor belt. Okay. Oh, there we go. That probably hopefully saved me some time. Ouch! That's not fair. Can I not freeze him because he's the freezy guy? I think that might be the case. Ouch. No, no, no. Not while I'm on the conveyor belt. Ah! This dude's soaking up all my time. Oh! I think I might have done it. I think I might have gotten it down. Rare stone found. I need to do that in a lot quicker speed. I think we've already messed around with the other challenge enough where I'm going to kind of just leave this one alone for a minute. Let's just go try out the other ones and see if we can beat it in the timeline. Off the wall ricochet switches. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I could be a lot quicker with that then. What on earth? There we go. This is just being unusually difficult. Oh, there's another entrance over here. These are getting surprisingly more difficult. Oh, and it won't go through the thing right. No, come on! Why? This is so janky. This particular one is very janky. Do I have to be so far away for it to go under? What? Okay, this is just being stupidly janky right now. There we go. That's so not fair. I'm not going to get the timeline on this one. That's okay. I think what we'll do is we'll just, maybe I'll just sit down and beat the boss or something. Come on. I think that's going to hit it. Okay, red one. Which one's the red one? Oh, that hit it? Okay. I'll take it. I don't agree with it, but I'll take it. Dude, that needs a rework. This thing needs a rework. Okay, I don't know, man. This one needs a rework. That's ridiculous. It won't just like go under it. I don't know if I have to be like right next to it. Like put my face right on the hole or something, but yeah, I don't know, man. We're not gonna do that one again. That one's gonna take me all night to do correctly. I say we go sit and figure out the boss. I feel like figuring out the boss is gonna be a lot easier than sitting down and trying to get the timeline on these. I think we've got everything though, hopefully. Just want to double check and make sure. Okay, yeah. And then we just got all of them in that one. Collector in the Sleepless Valley. What is this, though? He looks really creepy. looks... the silhouette that they were showing looked really creepy. Maximum tomato. I feel a lot more comfortable getting close to enemies when I have this. Oh. Okay. No, is there not a way to, like, get rid of all of the posters? I want all the posters gone. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to get them all down. I don't even think that's the goal. It usually isn't. Oh, okay. That's not your friend, Kirby. It's fake. Ah! I know. It's really creepy. I don't like it either, Kirby. I don't like it either. What is this? Armadillo? Armor-plated prancer? What? Ouch! Oh! Hit 3 of Silly Dillo's handmade Kirby's? Oh, these guys. Well, I'm certainly not gonna get the 0 damage this time. Ouch. I can't believe his name is Silly Dillo. Oh! What is that? What is... Oh. Ah, whatever it is, I don't like it. And I'm almost dead. I don't like that. What is it dancing with? Oh, I can pick up the little stars that drop. Okay. No, Kirby! Oh! How did I survive that? Don't do that again. Don't do this thing. What even is this move? Like dance with your weird doll friend? Ah! Why do you have more than one? Oh, I lose coins. I think that's probably maybe the first time I've... Thanks. I think that maybe that's the first time I've died. Like, legit. I know I've died another time, but I think I was just messing around. This one should be a lot easier to get damage out on him. Do I have to redo the kill the Kirbys? I do. Get out of here. Since these are homing, I should be able to just theoretically throw a bunch around and then let it do damage. This one should be a lot easier to do, where I get, where I take 0 damage with it. Oh! Oh my gosh, how do I dodge that? Okay. Say goodbye to 0 damage run, huh? Okay. These homing bombs are not as good as I would want them to be. I'm trying to think of what could possibly be better than homing bombs and stuff. It's like cowering, like, don't hit me, you monster. See, it's good to hit him during this stage. But that's really hard to set up correctly. Maybe ice would be best, because if I go in with ice, then I could sit down and stop him from doing damage. Blizzard ice blueprint. Yeah, okay. So we'll go upgrade our ice and then come back and fight him with ice. Hit 3 silly dillies, handmade Kirby's. With the hammer ability. Okay. I guess we'll do it with the hammer ability. Hi. What? Goodbye, Waddle Dees. Why am I going back to Waddle Dee Town? There's nothing new in Waddle Dee. Oh, I guess I do have to go back to Waddle Dee Town so I could upgrade the Blizzard one way or another. Hi! Hey, see, there's the third gachapon machine. I knew there was going to be 3. And now I could... The drill ability could be evolved. When did I get drill ability up? I don't remember getting the drill ability to be up. Hey. Yeah, I got a bunch of blueprints. You know it. You know it, friend. The twin drill. And then we can blizzard ice on that. I think we have almost everything upgraded. I don't know how you upgrade the sleep ability. Twin drill. Well, that's cool. I mean, it's kind of just like 2 of the first drills, but put together. Whoa. Oh. I'm sorry, Waddle Dee. Just wanted advice. Holding down B, burrow a complete circle to trigger a Quake Surge. That's right. I honestly forgot about the Quake Surge. Doesn't look like it does that much damage holding him in place, though. Anyway, let's get this upgraded. And then we gotta go fight him with the hammer ability, because that's what it wants me to do. Which, I don't know why. That sounds like the hardest version thing to do. Well, that's really cool. It's not as cute as the little knitted, like, guy, though. It's really cool, though. I like it. Whoa. Whoa. That's pretty good. You can sit and, like, build up a bunch of ice as a shield. That's really good. That's really good. We gotta go beat him with a hammer, though. So let's go beat him with a hammer. And then I think the ice is probably going to be the best move when it comes to beating him without taking damage. Unless I get really lucky with this hammer, but frankly, I doubt it. That whole zone? Oh. Redgar Forbidden Lands. Found a new area. Alphalin must be captured further ahead. Hope you're out there, Alphalin. As do I. Where is this supposed to be canonically on Earth? Alright, defeat him with the hammer. And then, of course, the fourth one is always just do it without taking damage. Gonna need that maximum tomat. And then the hammer. And again, there's nothing special to it. It's just a bigger, stronger hammer. Which I have no idea how I'm gonna beat him without taking damage with a big hammer that I have to get next to him with. Pack up. Okay, let's just stay in the middle of the arena. If it'll let me, goodness. Ah! How am I supposed to dodge that? How am I legitimately supposed to dodge that at all? Oh, get got. Oh, come on. Silly Dillo, get out of here. This one's probably going to be a lot harder than I thought to do without taking damage. Ouch! I gotta beat him with the hammer. Goodness. Oh, get out of town! Get out of town! Come on, silly Dillo. Stop dancing about. Ah! Dude. I guess just stay away from him, huh? But that's really annoying for a lot of reasons. Oh my gosh. Pling ling 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 ling. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. Silly Dillo is really like upsetting me. This is quite an upsetting boss. Not only is he crazy and weird, but it's also difficult. Also difficult. I think we're gonna use my attack boost. There we go, first phase. Oh my gosh. How on earth do you do that without taking damage? Oh, but you still take damage if you guard like that, though. See, I don't know how to do it then, other than to... Oh my gosh. The AI of this is making this stupidly difficult. Dude, there's gotta be a way to, like, stop that or prevent it or make it easier. Oh my gosh, no. No! Oh, he drops these while he's spinning. They don't do damage, though? Oh my gosh. I don't think that counts, because I didn't beat him with the hammer. I don't think that counted. Whatever, let's just take the coins, I guess. Try it again. No. Yeah, it didn't count it. Clear without taking any damage. No idea how I'm gonna do that. The only thing I think is the Frosty ability and just stop him in his tracks, but I don't think that's gonna work really. This silly Dillo is really getting on my nerves. That was a lot of damage I've taken, apparently. That's weird how inconsistent that is. Okay, that's phase one. Oh my gosh. Oh! Okay, and then the best way to protect against this is just to go in the corner. And then go center the arena, and then just float above them. Ah! I was really feeling it this time. Man, I was really feeling it this time. At least it'll be easy enough to defeat him with the hammer. Those things hang around so much, man. Ow. Go away. Dude. No, get over here. I'm done with you, silly Dillo. Alright. Beat it with the hammer ability. You're welcome, game. Is it supposed to be particularly difficult to beat him with the hammer? Is that why they want me to do that? I don't know. Alright, without taking any damage sounds like it's gonna be a disaster. I'm gonna try using the frost ability. That's the only thing I can think that's gonna be, like, worth it. That's the only thing that I think is gonna make this something that's doable. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. No? Alright, let's try it with the frost ability. Hopefully the frost ability makes this just ridiculously easy to do without taking damage. I somewhat doubt it, but hopefully. Maybe I should get the speed up ability? The, like, speed up item that you can get in town. Because maybe the speed up item will help me, like, really more easily avoid his nonsense. If I'm able to get a frost shot off every time, that's gonna make this particularly easy. Oh, he's gonna phase 3 it though. See, I don't know what to do about these things, though. No! Silly Dillo! I cannot believe this silly Dillo fella. I hate this boss. The other bosses, I felt like have been design-wise a little, you know, here nor there, but Silly Dillo is not only designed in an annoying way, but his boss fight is annoying. Yeah, because those are homing. And then this is homing. And there's not much you could do about it. It just hits you. Oh my goodness. I mean, ice really seems like it's the best move. Maybe let's go back to town and get that speed up ability like I wanted. So maybe the speed up ability makes me quick enough to not get hit by him. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think to try and get it without taking damage. Yay! Stage cleared without taking any damage. Get out of here. It was hard enough doing it with the hammer. Now I gotta do it without taking damage. Uh-huh. And he does so much damage when he runs you over, too. So annoying. No, go away, Wisewaldy! I know I haven't... I love you, Wisewaldy, but I don't need this right now. My coughing is flaring up a bunch. And I want to beat this boss without dealing with it. No, just let me walk up to it. Yeah, give me the speed boost. So maybe that'll let me just get out of his way. And then I literally can't think of a better ability. Because he's got 3 phases, so it's not going to be helpful to have the explosion ability. That's not going to do anything. Because it's going to get me through the first phase, and then I'm going to have the next 2 phases without an ability. The buzzsaw is okay. The gun's not going to be a good one. The fire's okay. That was kind of good, but not really. That one I have to get close to him. That one I have to get close to him. Oh, though. Oh, though. Can I go under him when he does his attack? Can I go under him when he does his attack? I think I might be able to. Because even if it takes me like 3 times as long to beat him, if I'm able to just go under his attack with this, then it's not going to matter. I can just sit down and go into the ground a billion times. Let's try it. Let's try it. I really want to see if this is something that'll work. Because if it is something that works, then like... Dude. Then it's just game over. This is just going to be the easiest thing to do alive. I don't know though. I don't know if it does damage. Excuse me, while you're fighting him. If it doesn't work against his abilities, then I'm just gonna have to go back to the ice and just hope for the best. Just try to set up his... There we go. Okay, here it is. Oh! Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh my gosh. Yes, exit stage. What's the point? What's the point? Why did they do this to me? This is the first time I've, like, complained about this game. I think it's just because I really don't like the design of him. He's creepy and weird. The other ones, like, had something to him, but this boss is just creepy and weird, man. And his moves are very difficult to dodge. Alright, we'll try it with the speed boost And with the ice moves. Hopefully that'll be enough. Do it without taking damage. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I don't take damage if I use that ability though. I think I must still probably take damage with it. Alright, we'll get through phase 1, and then we'll turn on our speed juice. Oh. There we go. Here's phase 1 done. That's not what I intended to do. Where is it? Ah. I pressed the wrong button, and it messed up the whole thing. Is that gonna maintain my juice? Do I get my juice back? No. I don't get my juice back. That's not good. So I gotta go get my ability and buy more juice. Is it gonna use the juice while I'm in town? Doesn't look like it's going to. Okay, let's go buy some more juice. Let's press the correct button to use it this next time. There we go. Hi! Okay. Let's give it one more shot. Woo! I'm sorry if I haven't really been talking about much. I've just been very focused with this silly dillo. Been really thinking through my strat, focusing, thinking through my strat, thinking through my strat. I've been focusing, thinking through my strat. I'm not good at rapping. I'm not even gonna pretend to be good at rapping. I'm really bad with rhyming and like keeping that kind of thing going. I'm bad at rhyming, but like if it's a song that I really well know and I like have a theme for how I'm gonna improvise, I'm not terrible with improvising. But it is still kind of weird, I guess. Okay. Oh, I got a freeze cycle off the first time. Oh, that just added more time. Okay, now it's not a near miss, now it's a clear miss. We'll just wait in the corner like we want to. Maybe not. Oh, I did not need to turn around to do that. Ah! I'm so upset now. That was an almost perfect match. I just got caught in a weird corner when he throws two of his stupid little things out. I am losing my mind. Hey! See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, if I know what the theme is gonna be, and I know what the song is gonna be, improvising's not that bad. But rapping, for some reason, I'm just bad at. Maybe it's just because I don't listen to a lot of rap. Which, frankly, I probably should. There's a lot of, like, really good rap that's been coming out recently. Can't think of any off the top of my head, but probably because I don't listen to it. When I was a kid, though, like, rap was in a very weird place. And it really was not the best. At least to me, I never really felt like it was overly decent to listen to. But, I don't know. I really do feel like rap has evolved in a way to where it's a lot more enjoyable to just like a lot of people, you know? I don't know. Okay, we got the double phase of ice. Mad, go to third phase. That's gonna force me to go through this cutscene, which is annoying. Let's stay over here so I can use the whole arena. There we go. Maybe that did it. Die. Die, Modillo. Yes! Yes! You got nothing on me, Mr. Silly Dillo! You got nothing on me! You've got nothing on this. On these big old hams. We have defeated the Silly Dillo without taking any damage, and we have saved our Waddle Dee friend. I salute you, Waddle Dee. I feel like that's going to get harder. I feel like there's going to be harder bosses to sit down and complete without taking damage. All of the Waddle Dees in original Wasteland. That's a crazy play on words. Original. Like null as in nothing. And like original as in it's original. See, I knew I forgot one. Revolve and aim, Tower of Targets. With the first version of the ability. It's kind of interesting. What am I supposed to do here? What, Get out of my way. You're messing up my aim. You're messing up my aim! Get out of my way! Keeps trying to lock onto you, you dingus. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's there. Done. Ah, give me my crystal! Yeah! 50 seconds? We did it. We did it within a minute. Alright. What else have I not done? There's the 2 other ones that I was not able to beat within the correct amount of time. Oh, here we go. Crystal needle. It's so pretty. I love that. Russian roll, falling needle road. Oh! Okay, well that's what it means by falling, huh? Ugh! That's so hard. You really get lost in how many things you've rolled up. Oh no! It's gotta be done in one run. I have no idea how fast I need to actually do it, but I feel like it's the kind of thing that can be done in one run, and I want to do it in one run. Yes! I did it. I did it all in one run. 22 seconds? Yes! 8 seconds under time. We've done it. We have done it. Okay, I think the only other things to do in this zone is to see, yeah, if I missed any. If I missed any of them, which it doesn't seem like I would have. Seems like I would have gotten all of them. I got this guy. Yeah, okay, so I think that's all of them that are like secret. Giant sword. Oh yeah, okay, so it's Dragonfire and Buzzsaw. Buzzsaw, I have no idea how I'm gonna do that any quicker. Is Dragonfire? Let me look this up. I find it very difficult to believe. You know, unless let's maybe take a peek at it one more time, because it implies that I'm supposed to be using the flying part of Melt and Glide. Yeah, so it implies that I'm supposed to be like doing that, but that doesn't make it any quicker. Like, that's literally as quick as I can. Ow. Oh, get out of there, you little torpedo guy. Yeah, the glide ability doesn't do anything. Dude, that's ridiculous. How do you get that to go any faster? Unless I can skip the first part. But even that wouldn't be enough time savings. I'm gonna look this up online. This is crazy. Dragonfire Treasure. Dragonfire Treasure. Kirby. Target time. How do you do that in a minute? It's gotta be some, like, small mechanic I'm not... In the first area, platform a glide, A and B towards the cannon. And hold B while you're in the cannon to speed up the fuse? Well, no, duh! It has never said that in anything! Hold B to... Oh my gosh. I didn't know you could just hold B and it... Oh my gosh. I could have done this within the time limit, like, forever ago. Dude, that's ridiculous. I could have done this within the time limit, like, hours ago. If I knew that there was some special mechanic where if you sat down and freaking pressed B while you were in the cannon, it speeds up the fuse. See, because now I don't even need to worry about the fuse. I thought the only way you could, like, speed it up is by burning it more, which seems a lot more intuitive than just, hey, sit in the cannon and hold B. Like, alright, come on. If I get it with this one, I'm gonna be a little upset, honestly. Oh, okay. One more time. I gotta be able to do that quicker. Well, no, duh. I knew it was some stupid small mechanic that I just didn't know of. That's so lame. I wish it would tell you that kind of thing. I don't know. Nope, though. We're just gonna pretend like it doesn't exist. No! Oh my gosh. Kirby. Okay, we gotta try it again. We're already under time. Man, just because I fell off the edge. Dude, I cannot believe that is the most infuriating. Because I don't feel like it tells you that anywhere. I feel like if that's the kind of thing it told me about it like on level 1. And the chances of me remembering that that's something you could do mechanically is pretty bar none. Get out of my way! You big chubby. I'm sorry. I'm a little frustrated at Mr. Dillo because no. Ah! I'm losing my cool. I'm losing my cool tonight. I am losing my cool tonight. I don't know how. I played Kirby. It's just a fun, cute little game. I don't know how I'm losing my cool. I'm losing my cool playing Kirby. Oh my gosh. Like, it could have prompted me or something and been like, hold B and you're good, you know? Didn't. Are you kidding me? I gotta hit that first ice block. Okay. Satisfied now, game? 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 Please! Please, game! I need this! I need it! I need to win! I need to win, game! I need this! This is important to me now. I have decided morally that this is something that's important to me. Game, please. Please. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Come on. Stop falling off the edge. Kirby. Yes. Is that fast enough? It's gotta be. It's gotta be fast enough. Please. No! Was that not fast enough by like 0.2 something? Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be doing this all gosh dang night. Get ready for it, folks. We're doing this until it gets done. I'm so upset at this. Not only does it require some mechanic that it barely told you about, but it's just being frustrating for no reason. That was some pretty good movement tech right there. Plus I got work tomorrow, so like I can't be sitting down and playing this all night. Nope. There we go. Get up the ladder, Kirby. Get out of my way, you missile thing! Ah! Yes? Cannon? Go, 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 go! Go! Yes! Kirby! Yes! Yeah! Kirby, we can't do this. Kirby, we can't do this anymore. You can't do that kind of thing to me, Kirby. You can't, Kirby. Look at me, Kirby. Look at me. I literally only saved 11 seconds between me getting it to the cannon and holding the B button and just doing it and waiting for the fuse to just finish itself. You can't keep doing this, Kirby. Can't keep doing this. Can't keep doing that. You gotta stop that. You gotta stop that. And then we gotta deal with the buzzsaw. Gotta deal with the buzzsaw. I don't even know what to do with the buzzsaw. Cause it's just, it doesn't want to work. I have to like either A, get right up to it and then use it. Or something. I think I just have to get right up next to the thing. I need you. I need You weird little flies to go away. Thank you. Okay, I just messed that one up. How do I get it there? How do I get it there? How do I get it there? Through here? Through there, okay. Crystal. How fast did I need to even beat this one? Minute 20. Minute 30! Yay! Yay! I think that's everything in this zone, finally. Yes! Hi! Saving. I think that's everything in this zone. Stage. Informatione. It doesn't show these. Beat it within the timeline. Beat it. So those three I beat. Oh, Gigantosaur? Okay, I still got Gigantosaur, I guess. And Freezing Fight. What? How is there two that I didn't beat? Gigant Sword Trial. How did I not? What? I could have sworn I beat this one in time. I don't understand. Okay. Was it just these guys that I was messing up on or something? That's the only thing I could think, is that those guys maybe just took some time. Because I remember them taking time. Minute 5. Yeah, that was... I guess just for some reason I didn't get it the first time. Okay. The ice one I remember... A minute 52 and it's a minute 30. Oh yeah, I remember this one. Get him. Oh, it was this guy that ended up taking like way too long. I don't know how to beat him any much faster. I really don't know how to beat him any much faster. A minute 45, yeah. I don't know how to beat him any quicker. I guess we'll just have to come back to that one later, because I really don't know how I'm gonna beat him any quicker. Otherwise, that's the only thing that we haven't completed in this area. Everything else we've completed. Let's go ahead and return to Waddle Dee Town. I find it surprising that they left so many Waddle Dee requirements to be like pretty early in the game, it feels like. Because when you look at the game completion, and I was looking at this last night, I was only at like 40% last time I ended stream. So I find it particularly odd that there's still 40% more, or like 60% more content. Unless for some reason the Gachapon is meant to like account for a lot of the game, then I have no idea. Hello, my soda-wielding friend. Oh, hello. Because I don't think there's anything else to tell the Waddle Dees to build, really. And it doesn't look like there's any new... Doesn't look like there's any new of these. Switch to co-op and first time clear reward. But I've already cleared it, so... I don't know... I don't know. Should I just do this again and see if I can get a quicker time or something? The Meta Knight Cup. Six more enemies. There we go, 15 seconds to second phase. Oh, Ice just made that stupidly easy. You kidding me? That was stupidly easy. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, does she not get ice buildup while she's twirling? So ice is not that great against Oh, maybe it is. Explosion hat. Goramundo. There we go. Got Goramundo. Whoosh whoosh. Didn't feel like it was doing too much extra damage this time. Okay, me versus tree. Ow. There we go. Tree was pretty easy. Me versus a couple of dudes. Ow. 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 I don't think this is any quicker. 328? I think my other time was like 340 something. I don't think this one was any much quicker. And then I have to use the sword apparently. I don't remember this. Maybe I do. Ow. There we go. There's no way that was quicker. I only did it with fire the first time. Like, that's the only thing I did was just fire. Maybe I picked up the bomb ability when I fought Goromondo, and that bomb ability was just really quick. Oh, it still gives me stuff for doing it. I say we do it one more time. I say we do it one more time because there's got to be something behind why it wants me to pick certain things. No, Goromondo. Why is Goromondo first? Huh. Why is Goromondo first this time? Okay, I don't remember him using so many sweeping moves. Yeah, Goromondo shouldn't take too much time at all. And then it wants me to use fire. Well, can I just... That's a little silly. That just gives me free health. Alright, let's do this. Leroy Schlankins. Wow, that does a quick number on him. That does a quick number on those. I think fire is probably just the best to go with. Clarina or whatever her name is. Stop. Hit the ground, Kirby! Kirby, hit the ground! Stop using the bird move! There we go. That wasn't too bad for crawling, but I probably should have been able to do that in one quick, easy thing if I was using Frost, though. I'm actually going to take this with me. I feel like it's probably one of the better ones to take, for some reason. Yeah, the fire just builds up so quickly, and it stuns them. Yeah, dude. Fire is irresponsible against those bosses. I wonder if I drop my fire ability before I start Meta Knight, if that will, Ouch. Okay, that's okay. We got pushed in the second phase anyway. Oh, that doesn't do body damage. There we go. I wonder if I just drop my ability before I pick up the sword, if I could just go get the other ability to fight Meta Knight with. Because it tells me to grab it, but I don't want to grab it. Oh, it gets rid of it! What's the point? Oh, it doesn't. Whose draconic abilities are better, Meta Knight? Mine or yours? Oh? Oh? I've never seen this. Okay, that's just not fair. Get over here, Meta Knight. He's purposefully using moves that are taking up time. Is the timer even going versus Meta Knight? Whoosh. 336. History is being written. Those are no best time to beat, and it belongs to Kirby. As opposed to somebody else. Congratulations. Here's a hard-won reward. Some coins. And another rare stone. So... Wait. Is there something... I wonder if there's something to the rare stones. Because it seems like they're kind of easy to deal with. You've collected all currently available figures. Oh, okay, so that's what it was saying last time we streamed. Gearing. So if I see that show up, I'm just buying the stuff I don't need to. Tuna fish, pumpkin, cup of juice. See a wolf. Hey, light bulb mouth, Kirby. Interesting, one Daria statue. Scarfy. It's a nice one to have. Ear of corn. Guess I've already got an ear of corn. Spook step. We got the tree again. Hey, Crash. Oh, what did it... Did it just say that I got them all? Did it say that I got them all? Yeah, okay. I got them all. But I have 0 in figure collection 3. How much is it to turn here? 50? Oh, man. Well, they're all going to be new. Life up. Pacto. I like Pacto. Speakers. Boy! Boy! Ah, water balloon mouthful, Kirby. Kirby gained the mysterious mouthful mode ability after he flew through that vortex. Now can stuff a huge amount of water into his mouth. Oh, now okay. Now he can stuff a huge amount of water in his mouth. Fill yourself up at a water pipe, wobble over to a patch of muck and spray it away with to clear a path forward. I need to probably call it a night with the stream. I am messing up the easiest to read things. Pipe Mouth Kirby, why is that in Series 3? You get Pipe Mouth Kirby in, like, the first section. Plate of fried egg. Blueprint. Naughty. Glider arch. Nail. Oh, I love that one. Stairs Mouth Kirby. I want, like, in real life to have something like that. I'd love to have all the mouthful modes as, like, a real life thing. You know, real life figure. Maybe I could sit down and model it out and, like, 3D print a bunch of them. Because I have a 3D printer. I could do something like that. Breakable block. Speed boost. Pudding. Mumbies. It's an interesting name for an enemy. Primal Awoofi. Original wasteland is the birthplace of the beast pack. So it's no wonder the Awoofies found there are more wild than their far-off cousins. They're more aggressive in every way, from their bark to their bite. Their primal ancestors must be pleased. I suppose so. Animal Snow Sculpture. Another primal Awoofi. They're called Awoofies. Don't feed into the furry mentality, will ya? I just noticed the sheen on Kirby's eyeball, like the little blue part on the bottom part of his eyes, they change color depending on what angle you view it at. So if he's looking straight at you, it's blue, but if he's looking off to the side, it's green. That's really cool. I'm just gonna waste all my money on Gachapon. Maybe, I mean, I have what I would think would be the fully upgraded version of almost all of the abilities. So it is kind of one of those things where it's like, I might as well. Meta Knight! Whoa. I haven't gotten any 5-star figurines, though. At least I don't think so. Another Meta Knight. Another blueprint. I wonder if it restricts me from getting certain ones. If they're, like, stuck behind... Okay, maybe I should look at which ones I've gotten. Because I wonder if it prevents you from getting certain figures in the volume. Well, Meta Knight, and then we got King DDD. And then... whatever else. Meta Knight's only a 4-star, though. These guys are only 4 stars. Coromondo's only 4-star. I wonder what a 5-star figure looks like. But there's still plenty of other things to get in here. Now we can get silly armadillo guy. Lizard. Milk carton. I like the milk carton. That does take me back to, like, elementary school. Back in elementary school, I don't think there was like I had some issue with the drinks or something. Like me and a couple other students, I think, at the school were having issues with, like, the drinks that they were ordering for lunch or something at the time. And so the school sat down and from the same vendor, it's not like they went like way out of their way, but from the same vendor, they sat down and ordered a couple different drinks from the vendor so that we could sit and drink something else during lunch. I think they like let us have orange juice and just different stuff like that, which was really nice. I remember that kind of thing back when I was in elementary school. That was a good time. Sleepy Kirby! Whee! I guess I am just gonna sit and waste all of my money on this, huh? Handmade dance partner, is that what it said it was? That big stinky thing that made it almost impossible to beat that level without taking damage. Steak. Handmade Kirby. Which is really creepy, if you think about it. A handmade Kirby. Wow, they really don't want me to get all of these. Could you imagine if you had to pay money to sit and go through and do this? With like, how they're doing things in the mobile. And even sometimes in non-mobile. Oh! I think it just said we got them all. Yeah, we got them all. That can't be the end of our collecting experience, though, because there's still more bosses to be discovered. Still more bosses to be discovered. There's still more versions of Kirby to figure out. So my question is, what are these guys doing down here? Because we've got all the mini games. We got the food mini game, the fishing mini game. We got that special guy, and then we got Postmaster, and then we got the Tilta guy. Oh, I'm sorry, Waddle Dees. There's this Waddle Dee with the glasses, but I don't think that means anything. I don't think... Unless I have to sit down and do that a billion times or something. But that would only be one. Maybe I get the other one for doing a co-op thing? I have a like separate set of Joy-Cons. Maybe I can pull the Joy-Con. No! Oh, I thought I pressed the power button, taking the Joy-Con out. Yeah, yep. Let's do co-op by myself. Let's see if it just gives me the figurine. What can he even do with this guy? I just stabbed my friend. This is really cool, but if I'm gonna be honest for a second, it's kind of lame that they don't let player 2 sit down and use the Kirby abilities. That didn't give me... That did not give me the collectible. I wonder how I get the collectible. No! 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 I put the Joy-Cons back on the console and now it's yelling at me. Stop it, game. It's fine. Just take me out of the multiplayer mode. Just take me out of the multiplayer mode. Play solo. There we go. Oh, he's just gone. He's just gone. He doesn't even come back to the village. In my selfishness, I've destroyed one of the Waddle Dees. Does he really not come back? If I go into my house and come out, does it come back? Why is he just gone? Okay, there he is. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness. All right, I think we've been doing this for quite a while, and it's getting late. It's getting close to 1 o'clock where I'm at. We've been streaming for about 3 hours. I think we're gonna go ahead and call it a night here. There's definitely more to do. I have to sit down and figure out how to beat that one ice guy in time, because I guess I just need to do that somehow 10 seconds quicker. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that. I gotta like look it up or something. Maybe I just gotta like shoot more snowmen at the boss or something. I have no idea, but we'll get that figured out. I might even figure it out off stream. I still don't know what the whole point of those are, if to like beat them within the time limit. I don't know if it gives you something special at the end of the game or something, but we'll just have to see. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys for coming on by. I'm gonna give a little shout out to Yue Matoy. I hope I pronounced that correctly. I want to give you a shout out. Thanks for the follow today. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys coming and checking out the stream and hanging out with me, playing more Kirby. I think we are almost to about the end of the game. It looks like it's the one more area that I gotta go through, like the volcano area, and then the end of the game. Actually, let me. Oh, I don't need to go back to title. 53%. Yeah, so somehow I'm only halfway through the game, even though I've accomplished quite a bit in the game so far. So I have no idea how there is 50% more of the game to sit down and play. So we're gonna just have to figure that out after we beat the next area. Honestly, the fact that we are only 50% of the way through and we have basically all of the gachapon, and we've done almost everything in the town, and we've done almost 100% on the map. I'm pretty thoroughly surprised that we're only at about 50%. So I guess there's a lot more Kirby to look forward to. So keep that in mind. I don't know about Kirby tomorrow. I do want to sit down and play some Monster Hunter tomorrow. We were only able to sit down and see one new monster. And it was a lot of talking and a lot of cutscenes for the first 2 hours we played it. So I kind of want to get back into that and go around and fight some monsters. I think that'd be a lot of fun. A lot of new abilities and things to sit down and get more powerful. I think we're going to get into the final goodbyes here. We're going to get into the big thing. The big thing that I like to do is I have 3 stream principles that I like to impart upon chat. If you watch this in the future, what have you. First thing I'm going to say is I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. So just keep all that in mind. If you have any problems, reach out to your actual medical care provider. But we're going to start. We're actually going to bust through them pretty quickly. I feel like I get hung up on these a little bit much, which I'm kind of okay with because I appreciate them. But the first one is if you haven't stood up in quite a while, it's a good time to kind of stand up and walk around. Want to make sure you don't get any like blood clots or anything. And it gives you a lot of time to do a bunch of different things like pick up around yourself. Or the second thing is go get some water while you're standing up and kind of walking around. I'm not your dad. I'm not going to tell you what to drink, but I do highly recommend having some water next to you. Making sure that you stay hydrated is very important. It's solved a lot of things in my life, and hopefully it could solve a lot of things in your life too. And then the last one is just to make sure you just sit down and get some good sleep. Similar thing with staying hydrated. Solved a lot of problems in my life, making sure I get some good sleep. I'm still not really that good at getting good sleep, but when I am able to get good and consistent sleep, it solves quite a lot of my problems. It improves my mood. I'm really snake oil in it, but it seriously has been quite a good thing in my life to sit down and have good consistent sleep. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys for the night. Again, one last time, I really appreciate you guys for coming on by. I am a small streamer, so any follows really does help, especially you and Matoy. I really do appreciate it. End of the day, I would be doing exactly the same thing if I wasn't streaming, but it does certainly make it a lot more fun to see people come on by and kind of hang out and chat along with us. And hopefully, especially with those big 3 things, I'm imparting something of value to someone somewhere out there. So, stay tuned. Don't stay tuned tonight. We're definitely calling it a night after I do this final send-off, but I hopefully should be getting better with my illness here, and I shouldn't be coughing quite nearly as much. We'll have to see how that goes, though, because I've kind of just hit a plateau with being sick, and I just wake up feeling exactly the same, and it's been that way for about a week now. I anticipate at the longest it taking about a month, because like I said earlier in stream, that's as long as it actually has taken me to recover from any kind of sickness. So we should be able to figure that out here. Hopefully in the next good old couple days or so, it'll start to work its way back down, and I get back to a normal feeling, and then I'll have a bunch more energy to sit down and play games again, and be at least somewhat more entertaining. Again, kind of look out for some games. I found out what the other game was that I bought. It was Earth Defense Force 5, I believe. So we have Earth Defense Force, we have more Kirby, we have Monster Hunter, we have Jump King. There's another one that I'm now forgetting about that we bought for the Steam Summer Sale. And then, of course, on my Switch, I have a bunch of the older Final Fantasy games that I have not played for quite some time. I only remember playing them when I was very, very small, and I only got like 1 or 2 hours into each game, especially because they were my brother's favorite games at the time. So I would really love to sit down and play some of those games with you guys. If you have any suggestions, we have a suggestion box. It's probably going to be the easiest way to get something to me, because I don't really check my email too much. A direct message, or while we are still a smaller stream, a chat is also something that I'll be able to sit down and see pretty closely immediately. I do feel a little bad about YouTube, though. I have had a couple people commenting on YouTube videos of VODs that I've posted, and I just simply don't check YouTube that often. It just doesn't really happen. It's kind of a repository more than anything. It's not really an active venture or effort. And I was able to finally sit down and get most of the VODs updated on YouTube. So if you guys have missed anything in the past, and you want to start Kirby from point A and get to today, it is all up on YouTube and all available now. You have to go in and like do a bunch of nonsense to each video to make it so people can sit down and actually watch it. And I've just been messing around with it. I got rid of a bunch of duplicates because Twitch just like uses a hammer to throw it on YouTube, and if you press the button twice, it will eventually send the file to YouTube twice, and YouTube can't detect that it has duplicates on your own channel, so it's just obnoxious. So I sat down and I was able to get most of that done. The only VODs that I have not been able to get done on YouTube, and I might be able to get that done tonight, is a Monster Hunter streams and the Apex Legends streams. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the Apex Legends streams. It is just kind of like content, the Apex Legends streams. So part of me doesn't even know if I want to make them overly live on the YouTube channel. But I'll figure out some kind of naming scheme. I'll see what I can do with that. But yeah, we'll be able to sit and have those all up and ready. I am going to sit down and start thinking of the next new thing to improve the stream, because I was able to... I've gotten pretty far with most stuff. I think at this point now it's just having some fun stuff like a logo, having some like background banner and stuff. So look forward to that. I'll pick between one of a good couple things to work on next to kind of slowly improve the stream. But we are definitely going to call it 100% a night here. I was able to go over 3 big things. I was able to talk about what we have in store, kind of games I have coming on later. I was able to give a little bit of a wrap up on the game tonight too, so that's gonna definitely do it tonight, guys. Make sure you do that big number 3. If it's late where you are, get some good sleep. That's what I'm gonna do. I have work tomorrow, and I have to sit down and do a bunch of like paperwork and stuff, and It's great. It's actually a really fun job. It's much more than just paperwork, but I don't like to talk about my job too much on stream. There are some confidential things that I learn at work, and it could get me in trouble. I don't want to just like emptily talk about work and lose my job just because I'm just talking about nonsense I should not be talking about. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys coming up by. Have an incredible night. Look forward to maybe seeing me tomorrow. Again, I am being sporadic with my sickness, so if I don't come on tomorrow, I am incredibly sorry. But hopefully I just get better and I'm able to sit down and do a stream tomorrow without any issue. So have an incredible night, everybody. I will see you then.